Excellent.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the B&C event finals here at the 2024 Plainfield Thrifty. This is former club member Robert Young. I decided to come up from Potomac today just to do commentary because I had nothing better to do and I really want to talk for the next 4 hours. I'm highly caffeinated and I'm ready to do this. For those of you who are Plainfield members and were not expecting my voice, boo, I'm here, never leaving, never leaving. We're excited to have y'all join us today, which I'm hoping to be some exciting curling on our sheets today. So if you haven't taken a look at the draw sheet that you can find linked to our YouTube channels, you can see that in the doobly-doo down below. For our B event final that'll happen on sheet 1, we'll have Team Kasparowicz. He literally just said the name and I literally forgot how to pronounce it. Our team from Ardsley versus our buddies from Philadelphia, Philly Cask Strength. And on sheet 2, we will have our C event final, Taylor Thrift, skipped by Mark Mooney, versus WAGH with Team Angeli. So we're going to go ahead and get situated here, practice slides, warm-ups, and everyone's warm-up drinks as well. You want to be very prepared for Thrifty drinking. It's a part of it. I did happily come up this morning specifically so I can get some lunchtime haggis. I've been looking forward to this the entire time. I got me some haggis. I am now officially happy. Got my coffee. We're good to go. I've already got people in the warm room laughing with me and at me at the same time. Always a plus. Feel free to engage on the chat room if you have any questions. We got 4 people watching on our C event final, which is awesome. And then we've got, how many? We got 4 also on the B event. So feel free to say hi on the chat room. And we've got lead rocks away on both sheets, so the events are now underway. I'll be doing my best to keep commentary on both sheets as best as possible. I'll be managing, I might be focusing a little bit more on sheet 1, only because it's further from me, but please ask questions in the chat if you have any questions at all. Really excited to have B and C happening right now, and then at 2:15 we'll have our A event and D event finals. And the draw sheet should already be updated on our website. If you do not know, let me just pull them up right quick. Where are they at? So for our event final, our A event final, we'll have Team De Palma versus Team Dutt for our first event final. And our 4th event final, we will have, I believe, did Team Foster beat Veltri? Or did Veltri beat Foster? Veltri beat Foster? Thank you. We will have Team Veltri against Team Zempel for our 4th event final. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We'll have a 2:30 draw for that. My apologies. As we get lead rocks finished up here or started up here on our first end of play. Good sweep from the Philly team to draw right behind that high guard there. So nice aggressive play there on sheet 1. And it looks like here on sheet 2, that might actually just be a nice guard attempt. So good ends setting up here on both sheets for opening draws here. No, sorry, opening ends here. So Mark Mooney on sheet 2 calling for just a bumper to control hit on yellow shot rock, the Angeli shot rock there. Stay on the high side on it. You can get a good roll and sit 1-2. Calling bumper already out of hand here, which I believe this is the sub for Taylor Thrift. They're going to get good contact, but they're not going to get the roll. So they're sitting 1-2, which is nice. And from the warmer angle, you see about a vast majority of the shot rock. So Joe just calling for looks like a normal hit. So I believe that's a little bit down and a little bit narrow of a hit. Stacks 1-2 shot for Mooney. This is a close 1-2, maybe 1-3. It's a measure for sure. It's a measure for. I still think it's Mooney 1-2 on sheet 2. On sheet 1, Philly now has their shot rock exposed, so Sean's going to be calling for a tight guard. I believe this is just going to be a Angeli peel off the guard. And if you're just a little on the high side, you still manage to pop out a red. So any contact here would be good contact here as long as it's not a run back. So you peel the guard, opens it up now. Looking on sheet 1, it looks like it's going to be a hit and roll behind the red corner for Ardsley. And Buckaloo, yep, Rob is in the house. The hey Lori, the A event finals are going to be at 2:30 today on a separate stream. So we already have the stream set up. So if you go to our YouTube channel, you should go under live and you should see A event and D event upcoming. So you can click on the bell to get the notification so that when it goes live, you'll be notified that it's ready to go. But the A and D event finals will be going on at 2:30 this afternoon. Oh, look, a giant bowl of salad. That's perfect. They know I'm here. All right. Looks like a hit for Hugh on sheet 2 here. And it looks like it's another attempt at the draw of the guard for Philly on sheet 1. So hits coming over might just slash. Yeah. Well, that's going to leave Team Mooney sitting 1-2. It does keep the second shot at least open a bit. There's a double opportunity on sheet 2 later down the road, but I think Mark's going to go ahead and try to cut that out by putting in a guard. Even like biting 12 would be great here on for Mooney. Take a look here on Ardsley for sheet 1. Calling bumper weight out of hand. The idea is just going to be, if you hit nose, you might be able to move both them out, both yellows enough. Trying to get some curl on that sweep. Makes contact, Pushes it out. Ardsley's now sitting second shot. And on sheet 2, and Joe Angeli is asking us to draw. It looks like the Mooney Rock is back button, so you can freeze to it and set yourself up nicely for skips rocks. So the guard attempt here from Mark D'Souza for Team Philly, Philly. Just get it over the hog, fellas. Get some sweeping. Just hog. Just missed it. So advantage here for our friends from Ardsley. Looks like it's going to be a tight hit. And they're aiming. Look at that double. It's going to need to be a bullet to get through that port. So on sheet A, they're discussing their last vices rocks here, and it looks like Mark Mooney is getting ready to throw his first skips rock here on sheet 2. Kind of like the idea of just drawing right behind their guard to sit a third shot. Really force Joe to make a shot here. So a guard's not the end of the world, but I kind of like putting foot on gas. So the idea of putting, let's say, biting 4 for Mark Mooney here on sheet 2 would be a really great pressure shot on Joe. On sheet 1, we had the hit attempt, but it does look like Philadelphia is still sitting second shot. Ardsley sitting 1, and looks like it's going to be pretty tough to get rid of Ardsley's 1. So Sean's probably considering the draw. And Mark Mooney, good blocking of the path. That needed to maybe curl another rock closer to the center line, but it's forcing Angeli to throw on a cold side there. So we got skips who are jogging on the ice. I've never really seen 2 skips running at the same time. Typically, if you see one skip running, the other one is just looking at him going, why? Why would you run? There's no one chasing you. So on sheet A, we've got Sean Boyle's first skips rocks without the hammer, trying to get some draw there. And Joe Angeli's throwing his first with hammer, trying to draw. Sweeper sweeping it, trying to get past that guard. It just curled just at the end, clips the guard. Weight looked close, they just needed maybe a bit more line on that. Mark deciding, look, Joe, you threw that line. I'm going to block that line from you. Good call here for Mark. And I didn't get a chance to see what the Ardsley call was. However, with that line, I'm wondering if they're just going to try to throw control weight, nose hit to sit 4, which is a good call. If you get nose, it force Sean into drawing in to make things complicated for multiple. So Mooney's last of the first end here on sheet 2. Skipper, the sweeper's calling back 4, back A. They're calling it's a little hot for T-line weight. Drawing up nicely. Looks like it's T-line, just hits and rolls. Nicely done. So Taylor Thrift sitting 1, 2, 3 without hammer. I believe Joe and Jelly just going to call for the draw. There's still enough that they can push back that shot that's sitting in the button to sit there 1. And on sheet 1, Philadelphia trying to figure out the best way to draw behind their guard. Right now they're going to be drawing without hammer against 3. So getting anything behind that high guard is going to, getting behind that 2 guard is going to be the plan here for Sean. The question is going to be what's the line here. So hammer shot here on sheet 2 for Joe and Jelly. Just draw. You can be back 8 if you need to. Just make sure you make contact with that shot rock on the button. Sweepers not touching it. Now they're calling sweep, trying to pass by that guard. Right past the guard. Are they going to get enough to get it? And they're going to definitely make the contact. So back 8 weight, real good. Joe and Jelly gets a single, facing 3. Nicely done for Team WAGH. So over on sheet 1, Sean Boyle for Philadelphia. Trying to draw in behind the corners, it looks like. Sweepers are on it. Try to make contact. Touching any paint would be good here, but it just looks like he came short. I am gonna figure out how to say this last name. Colin, when you go back, when you rewatch this, future Colin, I want to apologize for butchering your last name. Kasprowitz? I really hope that's right. If not, then we'll be able to make fun of me forever. I butcher words all the time. So sheet 1 will have our hammer shot for red. Looks like it's just touching paint for 4. And on sheet 2, we are now starting second end, leads rocks. 3 sweepers out there just to make sure. And the draw just came up short, but it's still a bundle for Colin for Ardsley a bundle for Colin for Ardsley, getting 3 in the first. I am Mini Colin, his son, so I believe that's Ilya. I hope I'm saying that name right too. It happens all the time. Yeah, I know it happens. Names like, I want to say that's a Polish last name. I could be very wrong. But yeah, I do my best. I believe everyone should have their name said correctly. So if there could maybe be a pronunciation guide in the live chat for sheet 1, I'm not going to be opposed to it. I'd appreciate it. So thank you, Mini Colin, for helping that out on the chat room. So it looks like here on sheet 2, we're going to finish up Lee's Rocks with, actually starting Seconds Rocks here. If I'm counting correctly, I am. Howard Wolfish is being asked to draw behind their guard for yellow. They are without hammer, so keep the action to the center line there on sheet 2 for yellow. And on sheet 1, nice attempt at the draw to draw behind that high guard for Philadelphia. It's a little warm. It's just touching back 12, but stays inside the house and maybe probably 3/4 covered. Maybe half buried behind, so. Looks like here on sheet 2, it's a battle of who can get behind that guard right now. Sweeping action from the sweepers here just to try to get it to touch the house. Patty and Janice sweeping hard, but it looks like it's just going to come up maybe full 12, maybe biting 12. Oh, good full 12 there. That sits 1-2 for Mooney for Plainfield. And Joe's still going to go after that T-line draw. There's still enough room on that side to get to it. So Howard getting a second shot at the draw behind the now guard, and I want to say that's second shot now. No, that's first shot. All right. Sheet 1 looks like another draw attempt behind the guard, and sweepers aren't touching it. Sean's waving his hand. Don't touch it right now. Looks a little warm. Looking warm on both sheets now, actually. Actually, good. The draw weight came down a bit towards the end, finishing top 4 for Philadelphia, sitting 1-2 right now on the center line. And Colin asking for the hit on sheet 1. It's a good hit from Ardsley on sheet 1. Rolls over enough, it's going to be exposed. So the question for Sean, do you go for the hit or do you go for the draw attempt? It looks like it's going to be a control hit and roll. And on sheet 2, beautiful draw to sit T. I want to say maybe see a 1/4 of it from the hack. Yeah, I'd see about a 1/4 of it from the hack, but I think Joe's calling for just the draw freeze to it on sheet 2. And it looks like the hit attempt on sheet 1 just drifted closer to the boards or the wide release, but so we get an advantage for Team Ardsley on sheet 1. And it looks like the attempt is going to be to draw. Looks like top 4. Then going for the freezes on the back yellow is fine as well, but they're shooting for touching 4 foot right behind that guard. And on sheet 2, Mooney asking for guards fine. Just any action on the center line would be really nice. But the call probably is going to be full 12 here from Janice. A lot of sweeping action to hold that line on sheet 1. Trying to get some directional sweeping there. Weight looks like it's going to be top button. Nice draw attempt. And it looks like majority of it's buried. I would say maybe a sliver probably seen from the hack. But it's going to be another attempt at that control hit. Sean tightened up the line a little bit on sheet 1. If you ever get cross the nose enough, you might be able to hit and just froze into that red. But again, another wide release on that one, unfortunately. And on sheet 2 here, looks like Hugh Gordon's being asked to do a downweight hit, maybe a draw. On and off from the sweepers for line. This looks like board weight. Just wicks off. That ended up probably being hack weight. Just touches the second shot rock and pushes the first rock back. So Unfortunately, it is wide open for a hit. Mark's already lining up for it. So it looks like there's going to be a board to control hit here. And on sheet 1, Colin for... Didn't check to see if that was a guard or a draw attempt. It looks like it's going to be a guard. They're calling, shooting for the line. It's a nice guard there, just curling up enough. So really good draw there for 4th shot. See what's going on in the chat rooms here. So in sheet 1, it looks like a hit attempt that just flashed contact, so looks like it's going to be a draw touching 8 for Ardsley. They sit, if they can get half touching 8, they'll be sitting 3 and keeping the action of that center line. So, and on sheet 2, calling line only for Joe's first here, trying to clog up that center line and protect their shot rock. Looks a little deep though. So it taps him up. Angeli is sitting 1st and 3rd shot, and that 1st shot is still sitting wide open, so Mark's going to go after that now. If he ever just crosses the nose enough, it'll be a nice little flop behind coverage. Just at 1-2 here. So on sheet 2, Mark lining up a shot for a hit. This is going to be first of skips rocks for Mooney. They do have hammer here in the second end. Mark D'Souza here on sheet 1. Did not see the line call. I did not see what the call was, but it looks like it's going to be probably, I thought it was going to be a hit, but if you could just freeze into that pocket. It looks a little warm. Needs to curl a bit. There's the curl now. Janice Lingecki on sheet 2, calling hard for a sweep to hold that line. Makes contact with the yellow and gets a nice little flop. So they'll be sitting 1-2, and that roll exposed. John Gephardt, I hate you so much right now. I apparently have been doing this whole thing wrong. I've been calling from the windows, and apparently I'm actually ahead of what y'all are watching here. Hello, this is future Rob telling you exactly what's going to happen right before it happens.
producer's note, I apparently was right the first time. John Gephardt's getting in my head. I don't know why. There's nothing in it to start with. Now all the people laughing at me from the warm room should probably feel bad now for laughing at me. Except for Kevin Polly, because he has no feelings. He doesn't care. He will laugh at me for any reason. Kevin Polly, I've missed you. So Sean crashed the guard there. And I believe now Colin Kasperwitz is sitting 1, 2, 3, 4. They're sitting 4. The question now becomes, how aggressive do you want to be? They're sitting. I see. Oh,
Yeah, you're right.
sorry. So the top red is sitting the 5th one. Thank you. So I think the question now is having a high guard or make it a counter.
One of the two.
On sheet 1 here.
So on sheet 2, we've got the start of our third end. We will get the score updated momentarily on that one. I was too busy with technical difficulties to watch the action of that one. But right now, on sheet 1, we are now on Kasperwitz's last without hammer. They can be anywhere on the center line. They can be a 2 here. I think the shot, though, is that they want to sit full 12. If they can sit maybe touching top 8, that's a nice aggressive shot. Sweepers are on it. Weight's looking good. They might actually get maybe touching 8 here. Keep sweeping on that one. It's coming up a bit. So not a bad result. You still got your guard. It's still going to be a tough shot to get a single here for Philadelphia, but they are now sitting 5 without hammer. And Sean Boyle's got to figure out a way to get out of this as minimally scathed as possible. Well, all be gosh darn, I just got a text message from a friend of mine I have not seen in years, Daniel Gerlach. Oh man, I haven't heard from you in a while. Yeah, Kasperwitz, thank you. I do appreciate the phonetic text message, and I just see that you also posted in the chat room, so thanks, Gerlach. I hope you're doing all right, buddy. Oh man, I love doing broadcasts because I get to hear from people I haven't talked to in a long time. Having them correct me by text message in my chat rooms is wonderful. I absolutely enjoy it. So keep correcting me, everybody. And also, Gerlach, I miss you, buddy. All right, so don't know if you saw the score yet, but on sheet 2, it looked like Team Taylor Thrift took 3 there in the second. And currently, they are sitting 1-2. No guards in play just yet. And on sheet 1, it looks like managed to only get 4, only outcount 1 of the 5 shot rocks. So it looks like Kasperwitz ends up stealing 4 there, taking a 7-0 lead after 2. And on sheet 2, we've got a 3-1 lead, Plainfield over Plainfield. So as we got leads rocks going in on sheet 1 and sheet 2, I just want to take the moment to let everybody know about USA Curling Nationals going on up the road at the American Dream Complex starting up tomorrow night. First draw will be an evening draw. If you want to take a look at any of the action, check out the website usacurling.org. Go to USA Championships, get some details on what's going on. I will be there every draw officiating. There's going to be a lot of people from Plainfield and Pinelands who are going to be helping out. I have a few friends from Potomac that's going to be helping me out. They're going to come up, helping officiate, lead in volunteering. So check out the website, usacurling.org. Find out what's going on for USA Championships. If I gave you the wrong URL, just Google USA Curling. You'll find it. I believe the next event for Plainfield coming up is going to be the Jersey Curls Bonspiel. If I'm not mistaken, it's a Jersey Curls. I'm looking at... Come on, Barb Benson, you know everything. I know you know everything. I want to say it's Jersey Curls. It's fine. And if I'm wrong, which I usually am, I'm wrong. I wonder if it's stone first. I wonder if there's this magical contraption that I can use to look up a calendar somewhere. So taking a look here at the club calendar, I am in January. Let's take a look at February. I was wrong. It looks like the Stone, the PCC Men's Stone, will be happening as our next event here at Plainfield. I believe March the 7th through the 10th, so Men's Bonspiel. I believe following that... Wait, I still feel like that's wrong, though. No, that's right. The Stone is the weekend before Jersey Curls. Great. All right, I'm not going crazy. So events coming up in March. We'll have our PCC Men's Stone Bonspiel second full weekend of March, followed the next weekend by the Women's Jersey Curls. And then the kegger of all keggers this side of the Mississippi, the Bonspiel in April. Make sure you come check us out. A lot of pig. So back to curling action right now. Let's take a look here at sheet number 2. Nice hit from Janice Lingake. I knew this was going to happen. I said it when she was in the warm room with no problem. Linganke. Oh, now I'm paranoid. Nice hit from her on sheet 2. They're sitting shot rock right now, and Jelly's sitting second and third and happy just to go after that hit again. There are no guards in play here on sheet 2, so this is going to be a pretty open end here. And on sheet 1, Kasperwitz sitting 1, 2, 3, also without guard support, and it looks like it's going to be another hit to try to get rid of any of those reds out of the house, but it just stays on the wide side of the hit. And Kasperwitz happy with the guard, happy with touching 12, while Mooney is trying to line up a hit there. So on both sheets, we only got one guard in play into, I want to say, end of seconds rocks and starting of vice rocks. So we're starting with skips rocks right now on sheet 2. Believe this is probably going to be another try at a double. You hit nose, you'll get them both going, but you'll probably end up hitting that back red. So they just want to cross the nose here a little bit, I think. So in sheet 2 here, Mark's away with his first hit attempt. Mark D'Souza, Philadelphia, starting Vice's rocks for Philadelphia on sheet 1, going after any hit at that bundle of red inside the house. Sheet 1, good contact. Oh, it just misses the double attempt. And now Angeli is sitting 1. They're sitting shot rock right now. And you only see about 2/3 of it from the hack. And flash of a hit from D'Souza on sheet 1 for Philadelphia. And Colin not taking his foot off the gas there, putting one in the pile. Lynn Genke, thank you. I'm getting text messages from friends about pronouncing Janice's last name. I said it correctly in the war room when she was in here. I stared right at her and said Lengenki. And she's like, that's correct. I'm like, great. And now she's on the ice and I'm butchering it. Sounds about par for the course. So sheet 1, about six red on the center line. Mark D'Souza being asked to hit something, please. All right, Colin for the sweep now. Looks like you're going to get contact with something. Holding this line would be really great here. It's curling, but I think they're going to make contact with something. Are they going to remove anything, though? Needed some more oomph to that. So their contact was made. Still sitting 6 reds in the house. Sheet 2 here, Joe Angeli, I believe, is drawing open. Somebody has acknowledged the number you should not acknowledge. So Joe ended up freezing to that back, to a back red. They are sitting shot, and I believe they're only sitting shot and third. I think the biting 8 red is our second shot there. Wonder if Mark is. I wonder if, on sheet 2, I wonder if the call here, looking at the line, wonder if this is. I mean, he can just freeze to that back yellow, sit, shot, and make it difficult to get out of there, but I'm wondering if he's going for the run back. I'm probably wrong. I'm wondering if this is just going to draw to the back. And Kasperwitz on sheet 1, looks like they're drawing right on, getting a good guard there. Ends up shorting it, giving Sean an opportunity to try to blast some red out of there. Getting that sheet 2 here. Mark Mooney just pushing back about 2 feet on that back yellow. So they're sitting shot rock right now. It's Joe and you having a conversation on which is the best rock to go after first. They do have hammer, so you can get rid of that back red to sit 1-2. Just give Mark another opportunity to do the back house freeze again. In sheet 1, we got Sean Boyle throwing some heat. He's going to make contact with something. Pops 1. We at least got 1 red out of the house now. So Kasperwitz is sitting 5 right now. And I believe Colin does not want to draw. I think he wants to get back in that house again to sit 6. So sheet 1 here, Casper Wiss is last. Looks to be a top 8 to top 12 draw to the center line. Sweepers for Joe Angeli on sheet 2 already said heavy, so they're going to be staying close to that line. Joe already calling for the sweep on the line. Hugh telling him off. It's looking to be maybe hack-ish. They get... All right. So Joe getting a deuce here. Ties it up. We are now 3-3 on sheet 2 for our C event final. And for our B event final, Kasperwitz from Ardsley drawing down nicely, sitting 6 without hammer. Don't mind me for the next few minutes. I'm getting an impromptu back rub. And I believe the question right now from Sean is going to be, where's that line going to be to get to that button? There's a pocket button. There's a pocket on the button. Just need to get there, and if they can pass by that red guard, if they can squeak by it, they might be able to get to it. So Sean having to draw here. He's got good draw weight. I trust that he can get to this. We're starting up with Leeds Rocks here on the 4th end on sheet 2, the tie game. Team Taylor Thrift, skipped by Mark Mooney with hammer on this end here. And here we start on sheet 1. Our hammer throw here needs to draw to the button. Sweeper's on it. Sean's not looking thrilled right now. Keep that going, Sweepers. Keep it going. Keep it going, Sweepers. You're doing great. That was some good effort from the Sweepers, and they managed to knock them down 1, so that's a steal of 5 for Kasperwitz, and that's handshakes already after 3 ends of play. Team Kasperwitz from Ardsley taking the B event final win, 12-0 after 3. So for those of you watching, we're going to go ahead and end our Sheet 1 stream. Make sure you want to come back for 2:30 for our A event final streaming on the Sheet 1 feed here. If you go over, we already have it on our YouTube channel under upcoming for live. So if you go over there, click on the bell to get a reminder that when we start broadcasting for our 2:30 final, you'll be able to listen in. And just as a reminder, I believe it'll be Team Dutt versus Team De Palma for our A event final there. So congratulations, Team Kasperwitz from Ardsley, and congratulations, Team Boyle from Philly, for getting to the B event final. believe I was just correct in the chat room. I might have said 12:30 when the games are starting at 2:30. Thank you very much, Scott Obama, for correcting me on that. So needed to take a second to go ahead and end the stream on sheet 1 so we can focus our attention on sheet 2 here. Actually, have I been wrong this entire time and sheet 2 is the B event? Yeah, I've been wrong this entire time. Again, with being wrong here. It's a theme. This is the B event final still going. C event was Kasperwitz. Sorry. This is what I get for only being here for an hour and decided, hey, let me help out by coming on the live stream, not knowing what's going on. So it looks like we're starting Vice's Rocks here for Team Angeli. We got a corner guard, a tight corner guard, and 3 red in the house from Mark Mooney. And they are sitting. They do have hammer here, so Hugh being asked control weight hit, move some of these reds out. Sweepers are on it. It was a little tight on line, and down weight. Manages to get one out and made some contact on the back one, so gets the button exposed, but I think Mark's going to be happy. Just, tight 3 guard, they would be really great for him. So Janice Langenke, thank you. Her first Vice Rocks here. Looks a little warm here. Looks like Mark's gonna be happy just if they can get to the button. I thought the guard was the call here, but it looks like it's gonna be deep. Looking to be maybe back 4. Yep, right back 4 there. Sitting 3 right now. Keeps that button exposed, though. And Joe Angeli just asking for the same hit there. Give a little bit more line. Make sure you make contact with that top red for Hughes' second here. Sweeper's not touching it. Makes contact on the top one, not bad there. Mark asking for a tight guard. So we're just going to go through a list of the corrections that your broadcaster needs to just tell y'all. We are currently watching the B event final on sheet 2, and it is Janice Langenke. Team Kasperwitz from Ardsley won the C event final on sheet 1, and our A event, our first event and fourth event, or A event and D event final will be at 2:30 on separate streams that you can find listed under upcoming on our YouTube channel under live feeds. I think that's all the corrections. If there needs to be other corrections, feel free to text me. I'm down for being corrected. It's all good. All right, so another deep draw, another deep throw from Janice here, and Joe is looking just to go after the hit again. Hitting nose would be popping the back 2. I don't think you're going to get all 3 gone if you hit nose. Colin normal and sweep for the line here. I think it's crossing the nose, so it just might peel out the first. All right. So pops 1 out and manages to get behind the guard to sit second. And from the hack here, you can see about half, maybe edge on edge of the yellow sitting second. But I think Mark's going to try to draw behind the corner guard to sit 1-2. And yeah. And then the idea, I think I saw that we're just saying that if it over curls and hits the guard, they still have an opportunity to roll and cover their shot rock. So draw attempt here for Mark's first. They're sitting 1, trying to draw behind that corner guard to sit 1-2. It was a good hit from Joe.
Hey, Colin. I had to be corrected by 3 people on your name. Ilya had to correct me on the chat room. And then, I know, he said Mini Colin Society. He said everyone butchers it. And then Dan Gerlach texted me.
Got enough weight.
So,
It's by itself. Get it there.
So clips the guard there from Mark. It clips it a little high. So they're sitting 1 and 3 right now. And Joe's got enough that they could try to draw behind that red, or I think take red out. I think it's a takeout. The way Hughes lined up, it makes me feel like this is a takeout on the red. So he gets the red out, loses his shooter, but they are sitting 1 right now. Marks has an opportunity to get 3 here. So figuring out, do we just go to the draw for 1? Or can we try to do anything to get at that yellow? And I think this is the draw for their single here. I like this only because this is still middle of the game. You got plenty of ends to go. You don't want to do anything that might promote the yellow and give Joe a steal of 2 here. So I like this call. You're thinking about the fact that you're only in the 4th. You're not trying to win the game right now. You got plenty of game left still, so get your 1 here. And who knows, if you're a little high and it curls, if you're a little hot and it curls a bit, you might actually be able to move that red into the yellow. Looks like sweepers are on it. Mark asking, make sure it's full 8, guys. Sweepers are on it. It looks like it's going to be hitting that top red. Needs to keep coming. Weight's looking good now. Just needs to move it enough. And just short. So that'd be a steal of 1 for Angeli. So after 4, WHGH from Plainfield, skipped by Joe Angeli, is sitting leading 4-3 over Taylor Thrift, skipped by Mark Mooney, also from Plainfield.
So starting out the fifth end here, Mark Mooney having the hammer, down 1. First to rocks, good attempt at the tight 3 guard from Steve on Team Angeli, and a nice attempt at the draw behind from Mooney, from Patty Coburn, a lead for Team Mooney here. Calling for draw frozen there. Hugh Gordon already sweeping it for weight, as well. Looks a little warm, though. Might be back 8. You're going to push that red a little bit. You might push it behind more cover. All right, just through. Mark asking Patty Coburn to, put one on there again. Top 4 this time. Just needs to put like 2 feet less weight on that. Sweepers are on it, off and on a little bit. It looks like it's going to be full 12 here. So full 12 sitting 1-2. Nicely done there, and Joe already asking for a control weight hit on this from Howard Wolfish, or his first on seconds rocks. So flashed wide on that one. I believe that was just a wide release on that one. So Mark calling for full 12 here, maybe a 3 guard, but he also mentioned that if you're a little heavy, we got promotes there too. So anything, either guarding or promoting right in that lane of reds would be really good for him. Weight's looking good for a 3 guard. Patty's holding it. Janice now curling it, sweeping for the curl. So nice guard there. So as we are watching sheet 2 right now, we are having the C event medal ceremony for Team Boyle and Team Kasperwitz. Congratulations again. Hit attempt called again. Sweepers staying close. You're going to clip their yellow. Manages to also pop out that red. So Mooney sitting 1. All the action on the center line. They do have a guard. And Mark calling for the draw. There's a lot of room there. They can sort of sink one in there behind that yellow. He did mention pro side is going to be, the pro side miss here is going to be a little bit lighter. A guard's going to be fine too, but call is going to be draw top 4. Sweepers staying close. Janice already on the sweep a little bit. Weight's there, and the question is just going to be the line now. Weight's looking a little warm. Looks like a back 8 weight. So pushes the red shot deeper behind the guards. And Joe calling for the hit, control hit here on that second red shot. So Hugh Gordon throwing his first of the fifth end here. Looks like a boardish weight here. Joe calling the sweep. No, weight looked good. Good control weight there. Sitting second shot there. So the conversation here for Mark and Janice, they both like the hit. They just want to make sure that they're not keeping too much in the vacuum. So I believe the call here is hit, roll to the wing, and if you over curl it, hit and roll behind some coverage is good here. So hit and roll is the shot here for Janice on her first of Vice Rocks for Team Taylor Thrift. Good team name, by the way. Real good team name. Coburn on the sweep to hold that line. Looks like it's crossing. It looks like it's hit and roll. So they're sitting 1-2, but it's all backing right now. So I believe the call is going to be freezing to that back four. You don't want to bump too much on this. You want to like try to freeze right on top of it. Hugh throws a good rock here, so I think this is definitely within Hugh's strengths here. Sweeper's close. They're not really sure. They think it's there. Weight from the here looks decent. Sweepers are on it now. Just try to get that finish towards it. Looking real good. Right, nicely done. Great freeze there from Hugh. I mean, it's still behind the tee line, so it's definitely something that they're talking about with the hit. So control hit and roll. If you hit on the high, if you get enough motion on it, you might be able to move the red to maybe have them sit, have the yellow sit the third shot. It just depends on how much control you get here. You have on the line call already. Going to hold this line. Patty's a good sweeper. He's going to hold this line a bit, but it looks like it's curling a lot. Looks like it's on that red guard. Manages to roll enough so it keeps everything open a bit. So advantage here for Angeli. Immediately thinking center guard's the good one, and if you're heavy, you can draw in. But I think the call right now is just getting that center line. Maybe 3 guard. Full 12 is good too. So here we go. Joe Angeli throwing his first of Skip's rocks. He does not have hammer this end. So everything they want to do is keep it on that center line and protect their shot rock. It's a little in the backing, so
guard here would be really great for them. So good guard. It just needs to stop curling. Well, from the warm room, you can see about half of that back yellow. It's a small port. Oh, actually, it looks bigger from the warm room than it does from your screens. Looks like you can get through it with some control, maybe board weight, possibly. I'm not really sure. I haven't been on this ice, so I don't really know tolerances, but I think the shot here is just try to dislodge what's ever going on in the back house, back forefoot. Mark Mooney for Team Taylor Thrift does have hammer here, so this is going to be the first of his two. Calling for bumper weight from the supers already. No action just yet. Janice is taking a look, make sure. There's the call for the line. Make sure you get that curl, but it looks like it might be getting through that port. Just clips that guard, but beneficial wick there. All right. Mark Mooney's now, Team Mooney sitting one right now, exposed. It is also sitting behind the tee, so.
Working just a little bit, but it's deceiving.
So Joe can draw, Joe can freeze. I think with these lines, this line does look like it's going to be a draw line here. And if you are ever just like back 8, you can push back the red enough, sit 1-2, and just force Mark into a draw. So here goes Joe Angeli throwing his second without hammer in the 5th. Sweepers on it. They're off and on. They don't know the weight just yet. They think it's close. Weight's looking real good. So they're sitting 1-2 from my perspective. They might be 1-3. It's close. But they do leave the pin open. So Mark can draw to it, push back the red to get their 1. If you throw back 8, you might have a chance to get 2 here. If you stay on the high side, you might be able to push back the reds enough. The question isn't going to be whether the back yellow is going to move. The question is going to be, are you going to get the top yellow to move enough to get your deuce? The deuce is still available here. I don't think the bundle is here for 3 or 4. That's a pretty tight line, though, so they actually might be throwing control weight. So, like this looks like a play for the bundle. So here we go. Mark Mooney going to throw the hammer for the fifth end. Calling the sweep immediately out of hand. It looks like it's going to be nosing the yellow. He runs back the yellow, gives Joe Angeli a steal of 3. So So that puts WAGH up 7-3 after 5. All smiles from Mark, though. He had to try it. But here we are, about ready to start the 6th end. Team Taylor Thrift has hammer in 6th, down by 4. So right now, WAGH and Team Angeli, no guards. Team Taylor Thrift, Mark Mooney, all the guards. That's going to be how this is going to shape up for this end here. I think Joe's probably going to end up calling a draw right behind that guard. Yep. So let's check out what the chat room is saying right now. Any action in the chat room? Nothing going on in the chat room. All good. Everyone's saving up their quips for 2:30 for our A event and D event finals for the 2024 Plainfield Thrifty. Weight looks just a little on the upside. I think you might get good buried behind that guard. Yep. So Team Angeli sitting in the back, sitting 1-2. Gives Patty some backing to draw to behind their guard. So Patty Colburn throwing his 2nd of the end. Sweepers are not really, they think it's there. It's coming down a bit now. Jen is trying to sweep some curl into this. Looks going to end up top 12, though. I think they got caught a bit. Guard's not going to hurt him. Guard's going to help them a lot. So this isn't that bad. A good setup here. So going for a pretty wide draw here. There is some motion. It just needs to come up a bit, but it looks like it might end up being hack weight here. Joe helping out on the sweep just to make sure there's not a third backing there.
Don't be tired, K-Trella. K-Trella. Don't be tired.
right, so
Yep.
got it. All right, normal weight hit, trying to peel some of these guards out of the way. You're going to make contact with one of them. Right now, it did promote the red a little bit, but that just cuts them down. Now it looks like yellow is sitting shot, and that red is dangerously close to shot. So they're calling for the promote on that top red, and if they are a little hot and get enough curl, you might actually end up touching that back yellow that it's behind. So primary shot here. Let's try to promote that second shot red up to shot. Just to make sure you clear that guard. Sweeper's calling, the weight's all good. Want to stay close to that line though. Still a little on the wide side, needs to curl a bit. They might switch to try to come back to that back yellow, but it's not curling enough. All right. So from this angle, it looks like the red that was just thrown outcounts that yellow that it's right beside. So I wonder now if red is now sitting 1, and Joe is just going to have Hugh Gordon draw right back to it. Sweeper's calling that, saying that they have plenty of weight there. Needs to curl. They're going to make contact, I think. Yep. The question, it was enough to pop that out, but did that move that yellow so that the top red is now sitting shot? I can't tell. I think it is sitting shot now. From my vantage point here, it's close. I'm not really sure, but I think they're calling for the same shot again. So, saying the line is good. The sweepers are off of it, though. They're checking for weight. Looks like it's coming down a bit now. Line's looking good. There's some curl there. So it just passes by that red, but it manages to sit back 4. And it looks like, from my vantage point, it looks like it's almost fully buried. Well, maybe they can see a sliver of it. So you think the call is just to have Hugh just draw down to it? I mean, they just saw that line, and just needs to maybe be a little bit lighter than his last one, but I think he's got this. Sweeper's close. They want to sweep it. Line's more important here. Looks a bit wide here. Just needs to curl a little bit more to make contact or freeze. Nope. Not bad still. It's second shot. But from the warm room side, it's fully exposed. So Mark could have Janice throw a hit and roll, or have her freeze right into that pocket. So there's the hit and roll idea. So the call is going to be a control weight hit and roll. I mean, and it is fully open so that if there's enough curl as she hits nose, they're sitting 1-2 still. So, but they want to stay on the high side. They want to make sure that they make contact with enough weight they can still roll and sit 1-2 spread out. So this is going to be Janice's second for the sixth bend here. Colin for a line already. Looks a little warm as well. Well, Patty Coburn trying to push some curl into this here. Needs to curl a bit more and just stays wide. So flashed it wide gives Joe and Jelly the advantage here. He's going to try to draw into that pocket.
If anybody needs HP sauce, I just want to let you know, just kindly ask the organizers of the Thrifty. We can get it to you by the crateful, apparently. The haggis was very good. I was very happy with the haggis, and I had people ask me if I wanted to take how many bottles of HP sauce with me. So here's Joe and Jelly throwing his first without hammer in the sixth end here. Looks like the curl is starting a little early. They need to make sure the lighter handle. They need to make sure they pass by this red. That thing just dove. And one good over curl promote deserves another. So everyone now talking about the war room in the war room saying that just happened the last end too. So curled up enough. Now Mark is sitting 2. And now the question is, what's the angle we want on the yellow hit, or do we want the draw? For me, I kind of like the idea of doing like a normal hit on the high side to get rid of those back yellows. You have an opportunity, you have pressure here, just get rid of that back yellow. Joe would have to at least either throw a guard to protect the 2, or he could be a little bit aggressive and try to draw into the house. But I like this call here from Mark. With enough heat, you could probably get the yellow slashed into that back yellow and roll. But just get rid of that back yellow and roll to sit 1, 2, 3 is the plan here. So Mark Mooney getting set up here for his first with hammer in the sixth. They're calling that it's bumper. So we should be expecting some curl here. And there's that curl right now, calling for the sweep now. Hold that line. Patty now on the curl. Make some contact. Oh. That was interesting. It was curling enough, and then it didn't snap at the end of that. So Joe's got his second chance here to draw. From what I'm reading on this ice, not having been here at all this weekend, it is a very handle sensitive ice, because the last few that I've noticed that didn't have a lot of rotation, it definitely like dove, especially those draw weights. So Joe coming out a little bit closer, a little bit further out, like a couple inches outside into the 12 foot for this draw weight, seems about right for his release. Yeah, this is very release dangerous here. So here's Joe and Jelly's last of the sixth end here. If you can draw in between those 2 reds, that's the shot here. Needs to curl a bit. Sweepers are not touching it. Needs to curl. It's looking like it's back 4 weight here. Back 8, yep. Like I said, it was back 12. So right now, Taylor Thrift skipped by Mark Mooney. He's already sitting 1-2. Now it just looks like let's just follow that same line, draw. Let's get our 3 here. Cut down the lead. And they got backing, so if they're a little warm. Yep, here we go. So throw in hammer, Mark Mooney in the 6th. Shots away now. Sweepers staying a little closer, just keeping their eye on it. Sweeping for it now for line. I'm calling for 4 foot. They're saying line's good right now. If they can get to that 4 foot, they're going to get their 3 here. Looks like just back button, so nice 3 there for Team Taylor Thrift, making this a 7-5 game. Joe Angeli now has hammer in the 7th with a 2-point lead. So let's check out the chat room, see if there are any conversations or people making fun of me in the chat room. I encourage you all to make fun of me. It is completely fine. If not, I'll just ask Kate Trella right beside me to... I mean, don't worry, Rob. We'll make fun of you somewhere, somehow.
Why didn't you just tip me?
Wow, that's some curl on that one. So getting through the lead rocks here on the 7th end. Little up and a little curly there, but so we got guard here for Angeli, and they tapped up the Mooney shot rock to full 12. So I think Mark's was calling for Patty Coburn patented guard. Patent pending.
That's about the same. Maybe a little less. Yeah, it's a little less.
Huh, 19 people watching. Hello, 19 people, or 18 people and us. Yeah, we stopped that one because... What's up, bud? I'm good. How you doing? Good. You have to hit that shoulder hard. So they're calling board weight here. They just need to make sure this doesn't over curl. Makes contact on the shot rock, but it's not going to be enough to get rid of it, but it is going to make it more exposed. So all the guards are on the center line with Mooney sitting one in the back, and they're calling for a draw weight on the red guard side. So if you run that promote, that's fine too. But I think they're changing their mind to come in on the clockwise turn side. Sweepers stand on it for the line. It's curling into the guards right now. But it does tap promote the red in. So red is sitting 1-2 now. Guards are still clumped on that center line. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he just screamed out control. So I think this is a control hit, and if they're lucky, they can get a flop behind those guards there. Sweepers calling control up. And now they're on it for the line. Make sure they get some good hit and roll here. Good hit and flops. Oh, nicely done. They maybe see a sliver of it from the hack. They see about a third from the hack, or close to half. Mark calling for top 12, maybe freeze to that shot yellow. And just mention that if you just pop it, that's okay too. So, shot here, freeze right to that shot yellow. Super's calling a T weight here hit, so a T weight here. So, question is just going to be when are they going to sweep to pass by the yellow to try to sink one right behind it. It's curling a lot right now. It just dove. Weight came down a bunch too, so end up being like top 8 weight. So Angeli sitting shot behind some coverage, but you can see enough of that red that Mark could push it back and sit a bundle. So Joe is calling for a top 8 draw on the clockwise side. We know that it's curling a lot, so he gave is giving a lot more line here. So the goal here for Angeli is to keep this a clean end here. I was wrong on the score. I apologize. I believe I said it was a 7-5 game. It's a 7-6 game, and Joe Angeli is up by 1, not 2. I can't math. I love math. I just can't math and talk at the same time. So, ended up being short. You got a 3 guard there on the corner for Angeli. Mark without hammer has got got a problem here. He wants to clear the center line here, but if you hit it at the right angle, you're going to get all 4 rocks moving. So here's Janice's first for Team Taylor Thrift. Looks like control weight here. Trying to sweep some curl into this, but it seems wide as well. It's going to probably ricochet off wick off that yellow. Well, changes some angles a little bit, but Joe is content just to try to sink one back in there again, asking Hugh Gordon that we really need that draw in behind all that coverage. If they sit full 8, they'll be sitting 1-2, and if they can get behind those guards, it's going to be a couple rocks for Mark Mooney to try to get rid of all that. Sweeper says it's got plenty, got to work though. Sweeper's on it now. Just need to make sure that they can get to the tee. Weight looks good from our angle here. Just needs to curl a bit. There's that finish. But it's back 8 weight. Not bad. Sitting 1-2. So it looks like Mooney, instead of trying to draw into it, instead of trying to follow Hughes' draw down, they definitely need to clear out some of that junk in the front. So looks like it's a normal hit. Raise the yellow into the red yellow at the top of the house. Try to pop some of those yellows gone. Looks a little tight on line. Weight's looking good though. Line's looking really good now. Just floats out there. Makes contact with the yellow. Gets that back yellow out. They are now sitting shot with that yellow sitting open like 2/3. So nicely done from Janice Lenganke. Sorry, I was gonna do it again. I am. I have been asked by people in the warm room to get off the mic. I mean, that might be the most sensible, smartest thing possible. Getting me to shut up has been the dream of maybe 3/4 of the Plainfield Curling Club, 2/3 of Potomac, and possibly some people from Triangle and Charlotte. I don't know. He clips the red, which is just clips it. Ugh. So it was a good attempt there. Just stay on the high side. Now yellow is exposed. They're shot, but they're not buried behind anything. Mark hits this just right. They'll be sitting 3 with hammer. No. Without hammers. Thank you. So Mark Mooney throwing his first of Skip's rocks in the 7th end here. Only down 1 without a hammer. Shot here is to hit that back yellow to sit 1, 2, 3. Weight looks normal with some rotation, so it's going to hang out on that line a little bit. Looks like it's just picking it out. Yep. Picks it out. Red is sitting 1, 2, but from the warm room you can see all of the red that's sitting shot. So the question now is, does Joe go for the draw now, or does he go for the hit? I think the draw. I really like this shot. I like the shot for the draw here, because if you go after the 2 red, you give Team Taylor Thrift a wide open shot behind the guards. So this is a real good shot call here. Get to shot rock, get behind those guards. You know Mark is going to draw his second one with this kind of a house, so beat him to it. So Joe Angeli getting ready to throw his first in the 7th here with hammer. They are only sitting 3rd shot here, so rock is away. Sweepers are liking it, but needs to move. Hughes saying there's got a lot of line to this. Saying it's got plenty. Here's the curling a little bit now.
It's coming down a lot. Then get some finish to this. Great draw from Joe. And from this angle, it looks like they can only see a sliver of that yellow. So nicely done. Nice draw weight from Joe Angeli. They're now sitting 1 with hammer. And I think right now the call for between Mark and Janice is try to, they can draw to the button or at least draw in a way to shrink the scoring area to make the deuce difficult for them. Real clutch draw from Joe Angeli. Throws a great rock. So nicely done, Joe. So I think I just heard him say top 8 here. So I think the goal here is to shrink the scoring area. All right. Mark Mooney in the hack, getting ready to throw his last of the 7th end here. Goal here is just to shrink the scoring area to keep it a very difficult deuce attempt for Joe Angeli's hammer shot. Weight looks a little bit lighter than what Joe threw, but there's a lot more rotation to this, so it's going to carry a little bit longer. Patty Coburn trying to sweep to hold that line. Weight's looking really good. So it makes the draw path more difficult for Joe here. So Joe's got a couple options on the center of the sheet side. I'm sorry, the center of the ice shed side. I don't really want to call it left or right because there's 4 views on the cam. So looking at the house from the hack from the warm room side, there's a lot of options on the left. You don't want to go off to the right side. I don't think that coming in from the out turn side for Joe is the smart move because you run the risk of promoting the red. So either you could do the hit on the red and sit 2 that way. You could try to draw frozen to that back red to get your 1-2 that way, or you can promote the yellow. So there's a lot of options here for Joe here. I like this call. If anything, he can draw and try to outcount that yellow that's on the full 8 T-line side. So here's a hammer shot here for yellow. This is an attempt for 2 from Joe Angeli. They're calling back 4 already out of hand. And there's that curl. Curl started early a little bit, so I think they're calling for the promote now. Need to hold that line. But it looks like it's going to clip the guard. It misses the guard. Oh! If there's ever a hard way to get a deuce, that's the best. That's the way to do it. It looks like it was a. So look. So Joe Angeli getting his deuce there in 7, up with a 3-point lead going into the last. And we do not want to see any yellow guards. I believe this is probably going to be through. The lead's favorite shot. Yeah. Lead's favorite shot. 8th, the last end through. We don't want to see any yellow, but we want to see a lot of red. That's going to be the goal for Mooney and for Joe. Ooh. So another through rock for yellow, high guard for red. Red's one in another guard. I don't even mind the stagger guard here, but having 2 corner guards on either side's good. Staggering a guard is good too. Just need another guard here from Patty. Again, the patented Patty Corbin guard weight. It's patent pending. I said it's patent pending. Oh, you literally just described. So Joe here going for the draw, but if you tick this, but it looks like it's just going to replace the guard, pushes it as a corner. So there's 3 guards in play now. And if I'm Joe and Jelly, my thoughts are now hits all the way down. Mark calling for a guard right behind that center line guard. Calling for a draw right behind that center line guard. Sweeper staying close to it. It's a little bit late of a sweep, but they just want to make sure that it's going to come down a bit. Nice draw weight there. It looks like it's going to end up being full 8, buried. So it just touches the top 4. All right, so the shot's going to be a control hit. If they can get to that shot, red, that's going to be the goal. But if you can pop the guard, that's great too. I like popping the guard because you pop that guard, Mark's going to go to one of the corner guards, and you just end up just trading hits in the center line. So any contact here for the hits is going to be good. So they made contact with the shot rock, and now they're sitting in the wings. So they're sitting 1 right now for Team Angeli. Just found out some of my friends here at Plainfield will be meeting me for the Cherry Blossom Bonspiel in March at Potomac. Very excited for that. I think this is going to be... No, I had a Bonspiel earlier. Never mind. So it looks like it's going to be trying to draw behind the corner guard through the port, but it's looking a little light. Sweepers are on it now.
looking really good. They can get top 8. It's really great here. And they are fully buried behind that corner guard. Oh, I'm lying. I'm looking at the wrong angle. Looking at from the far side view, middle view at the top, Hugh just said he can see about a third. So from the warm room side, it looks buried. But Hugh could definitely see a third of that. And Joe calling for peeling guards, which is a great thing to do at this stage. Guards only hurt him right now. So getting rid of those guards are great. But you definitely want to make sure you lose your shooter here, too. You don't want to replace that guard with another guard. Looks a little on the nose. It might actually end up replacing the guard and popping their yellow out, which is exactly what's going to happen. But, all right. So it wasn't an awful thing. They managed to remove the guard, not end up having red sit 2. It's just having those 2 center guards at the front is going to be a problem, but it's an easy double for Joe and for Hugh to take out. So, but for Mark, ample opportunity here to draw a couple reds behind those yellow guards. So Janice here being asked to draw behind those guards there, sitting 1 and 2. Sweeper's calling top 12 right now. So we want to make sure they can get top 4, top 8. Calling hard on the line, but it looks like it might be ticking the guard. Takes a turn. Weight looked good. It just took a turn towards the end there. Joe calling for the hit on the shot rock. And to be honest with you, hit and stick's fine. Hit and get rid of your rock is fine too. Just make sure you get that red out. This is the quintessential Visine shot. Line looks good from the warm room. Just got to make sure you clear that red guard, and I think you do. Looks a little down, but I think you're going to make good contact here. All right, nice hit from Hugh. And Mark completely ignoring it, wanting to capitalize on the guards that exist. So having Janice try to draw behind the guards on a new line this time. Capitalize on using those center guards right now. Having Patty sweep for a line to make sure you pass those guards. Sweeper's not sweeping for weight here. It's all line. From this angle, it looks close. All right, she's past the guards. Now are you going to get enough finish to sit shot rock? And it's looking real good. Sits full 4. Touches button. So nicely done there. And I believe I just heard Kate Trella say that she's gonna volunteer for every bonspiel. I think I just heard her say she's gonna volunteer to help out of every bonspiel. I think that's what I just heard her say. And if she didn't, well, it's on YouTube forever. So she said it. Kate Trella volunteering for every bonspiel at Plainfield. I'm loving it. Love to see that level of volunteer commitment from our Plainfielders. Never again would she not volunteer. See, I like the double negative there. It works. If you think. So Joe Angeli getting ready to throw his first without a hammer. He's got a 3-point lead here. You can let Mark take 1 or 2 here, but you don't want to have Mark Mooney have set up for a bundle here. So I think the call here, draw, shrink the scoring area. Joe's away now. Here we go. Sweepers are not on it. Not yet. And it's got a lot of line here. I believe from this angle we've passed the guards here. Not bad at all. Nice shot. And from the vantage point from here, it looks like that yellow is fully buried, but we just saw a lot of motion on that one. But that was a great draw from Joe. There is, however, an attempt for it. There's a possible double, but the problem with that is going to be the yellow. If you go for the yellow double, you're going to jam on that back red. And you'll leave the yellow shot there. So I think the shot needs to be for Mark. Just put a red top 4 behind the guards. And they're just double and triple checking everything to make sure where are the potential headaches of that. Because if they're short, then the best they could do is promote and remove some yellows here, depending on what Joe's next is. So a lot of conversation. This is probably going to be the shot that determines the game here. Sorry, I got distracted. Someone said drinking scotch. So, you mean a day that ends in Y is the season for scotch drinking? Because I'm down. Wine? Hello, Maria S. Wine. Just checking in on the live chat right now while Team Taylor Thrift goes through all their options. The 2:30 draw, if you noticed, hasn't started yet because we're still on sheet 2. So there'll be a quick turnover. If you are wanting to watch the A event and the D event final, please make sure you go to the YouTube channel under live events. You should see that there are two videos ready to go that are called upcoming. If you go and click on the bells, you get notified when those are going live. So if you want to watch the events, but you want to go take a break or leave and want to know when we're going to be starting those up, make sure you enable the notifications on YouTube so you know when we get started. But here's Mark Mooney setting up for his first. He does have hammer here, but he needs 3 to tie. And the shot looks to be just try to draw in to outcount that yellow to sit 1-2. Sweepers staying close to it. Colin T-line. I think it needs to curl a bit, but looking really good from the warm room. It looks like maybe a little deeper than they wanted. All right. So nicely done there. So great weight. However, looking down from the far hack view, it does look like that yellow is wide open, but Joe Angeli's been feeling his draw weight the last few ends, and this looks like it's just follow it down. If you can draw froze into any of those reds, into that pocket, it's going to be a difficult final. It's going to be a difficult hammer shot for Mooney here. So looks like it's going to be a Joe Angeli draw here for his last on this 8th and final end here of the B event final. All right, final shot is away here for Team Angeli. Already calling for a line, but they're close. So it's curling a bit now. Just needs to make sure you're on that pin, and it looks like they might actually have it. Nicely done. So, beautiful shot. However, if you throw hack weight at it and stay on the high side, there is a chance that Mark can tie it up here.
So there's still a possibility here for a tie ball game, for a tie game here. It's going to be a precision shot for sure. So Joe did everything he could to make sure that Mark has to throw a tough shot for the last one. He just needs to push that yellow 2 feet. Just needs to push it 2 feet to sit 3, and it'll be a tie game.
A lot of compliments on the warm room for Joe's final shot. That was a beautiful draw. You got to love it when it comes down to an event final where the final shot's going to dictate. It's going to be a hard shot. It's going to look good if he gets it. Just needs to push this yellow back a couple feet to get the tie. And I believe since this is an event final, they will go to an extra end rather than skips rocks. So here we go. Hammer shots away here. Sweepers like the weight. Calling for the line sweep now. He's getting that sweep there, getting that curl. It might be clipping the red. Nice try there. But Joe Angeli gets the steal of 1 and the win. Congratulations to Team WAGH, skipped by Team Angeli, winning the B event final for the 2024 Thrifty. And congratulations for Team Taylor Thrift, skipped by Mark Mooney, to get to the B event final. We're going to take a few minutes to turn over the ice and the web stream. Please make sure that if you are interested in watching either the A event or D event final, please go to those currently uploaded links ready to go on the YouTube channel. Make sure you get notified of when it gets started. Please, if you're not going to use that, give us about a 30-minute turnover time so we can prep the ice, have the pipers pipe on our A and D event finalists, and you will probably be joined by a much better commentator of John Gephardt. If John is probably playing. Oh, I wonder who's going to be commentating the finals. Somebody superior, somebody better than me. All right. Thank you all very much for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you for the A and D event final in about 30 minutes on a different link. Thank you very much.